Very good everybody, welcome to another video. This is your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight is something new. Just did a little retail therapy. I purchased myself the PMDG 737-800. It was on discount on the PMDG website. You got, I believe they're 28 years old now, and they offered a 28% discount. So I thought it was a reasonable price to buy yet another 737, since I already own the 600 and the 700. There are some differences. Obviously, this one is bigger. Can fly, I think, a little bit further, although I'm not really sure if that was the case, because it can also carry more fuel, but it will also be heavier. So, but I believe it slows down a little bit. Little less easily than the 737-6 and 700, but we'll just see what's going to happen. We're standing parked at the Izmir Adnan Menderes airport in Turkey for a short flight, 1 hour 10 minutes or so, to Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen airport. So we're using the 737-800. We got the Pegasus Airlines livery. We're using GSX and the Aerosoft Symbol Traffic tool, and then real world time and real world weather. So let's get into this sucker. Let's turn on the Volenta overlay. So this will actually be my very first flight. I had to load it up a couple of times. First time I installed the plane and I loaded into the sim, there was nothing, so I had to reinstall. And then once I successfully loaded in, I just made some setups, like camera views and all that, shortcuts. And had to turn the aircraft off. I always have like it at golden dark. Alright. But I'm not expecting any difficulties, but let's see what's going to happen. It's been a while since I've been in the simulator. I believe external power is available. No, doesn't look like it. Ground power unit request. Oops, here we go. Ground power. I'm sure the aircraft probably has some options as well that you could maybe configure. Simulation, let's have a look. Is there anything I would like to change for now? Parking brake realistic. IRS options, that would have to be realistic as well, actually. I believe this, the HDS, I believe that's like a heads-up display. But I must say I never really like using them. Eyebrow windows I like. Probably the last of the settings I would do. Yes, this is okay. Look at the eyebrow windows. It's pretty nice, I guess. All right. gate number? I believe it was 15. Gate 15. Actually, let's start the boarding now that we're at it.
Boarding requested.
So route we can request through Izmir. We have our OFP in here, cost index 58.
Do you want to board crew?
Yes, please.
Pilot's boarding starting.
Awesome. Cost index 58, cruising flight level 280. Block fuel 5.6. Final reserves 2.5. So we set payload, set fuel, and we select the route, and then it should start to load the route into the FMC. Get some more lights going. Used to be a little bit dark here. So there's the baggage handlers coming. Okay, so let's load that sucker up. Activate, execute. Right, so that's it. Now for the departure and arrival. They're giving us 3-4 right to depart with the BERGO 1 Tango. Let's check the weather. 3-4 right. Wind 070. 12 gusting up to 22 knots. Let's open the airport and see if there's maybe ATIS information as well.
Your crew has boarded. Passengers boarding starting.
Okay, there's none. So runway 34, BERGO 1 Tango. BERGO 1 Tango, no transition, execute. 34 right, and then we got the VUTZO 1 Golf for 06 right. Let's check the weather again, but now for the arrival. 040, 19 knots. It's quite windy, but that makes sense. Okay. So 06 right, VUTZO 1 Golf. LS Zulu 06 right. I'll have to check which one I have in the simulator. Because this could be interesting. How far can we go with the VFR, man? Not sure if we can actually see anything here. Doesn't. Oh look, that's new. Or at least never saw that. 06 left, so that's the one that we should be needing actually. Because in the simulator there's no 06 right. That's useful. 06 left it is. Now let's do 06 left. Can we still get the same arrival? VUTZO 1 Golf. VUTZO 1 Golf. There we go. The transition OBC. We don't have that. So execute. Now we should have the entire route in here. Out of 3-4 right. And then, well, the OBC is already part of the plan, apparently. Alright, we'll look at that once we're airborne. So we had 5.6 fuel. Reserves was 2.5. Cost index was 58. Cruising, I believe, was 280. Now the wind 038021. Let's just do 021 just to be clear. Transition out to 10,000 feet. Well, let's have a look at the chart. Transition out to 10,000 feet. Then we can execute this. N1 limits. Three-four right will be our departing runway. 106. Takeoff at 53 degrees. Should give us a 95.3. We get here a 94.5. V1 would be 138, 140, 144. Trim 5.45. Flaps 5. And then we got 138, 140, 144. And I believe this was runway remaining 108, 106, 106. That means that the FMC is fully set up there. In the window, just dial in the cruising altitude 280. We don't have any ATC, so we can just do whatever the hell we want. Turn on the yaw damper. So, not sure what's the boarding progress doing. 33 passengers out of 167. Alright, so they're still going at it. So sometimes you can actually see the passengers walking through the jetway, just like we can now. That's pretty cool. So that's a feature of GSX that we're using, but always remember when you install a new aircraft to also update your GSX, otherwise you get these funny textures and everything. Oops. They're not spawning inside, unfortunately. Alright. QNH, I believe 1012. First turn on the flight directors. Let's get our runway heading. So 34 right is at 341. VNAV, Airline. Okay, so we have 5.6 thousand kilograms of fuel. Turn on the seatbelt sign. And let's also start up the APU. Let's get our fuel pumps going. We're not going to start the engines just yet. The boarding obviously still has to finish. We're now at about 400 feet. Cruising at 280. APU EGT is rising. Arm the auto thrust. Turn on the APU bleed. And we should be able to switch to APU generators now. And we can disconnect the ground power units. There goes the ground power unit. We got 60 out of 167 passengers boarded. Right, so since we're still standing waiting, let's have a look at our arrival and our final approach. First of all, to get the correct chart, because we did change the landing runway ourselves. Let's go back to flights. This is now saying 06 right, let's just change that. 06 left. We still have VUTZO 1 Golf. Let's go to the charts. Approach 06 left, ILS do, that is ours, so we pin that one. So the arrival will be RNAV arrival, as you can see. We got the VUTZO 1 Golf. Taking us to OBXC, and then from OBXC we'll have to connect. OBXC actually on this one, it looks like. So we can just hook it up, OBXC to smaller. So we go to the legs page, just go previous so you don't have to go through the entire thing. There is more. So we copy that one. Comes into the scratch pad, and we just put it there after OBXC and execute. You can also set a range link and a extended runway center line, so let's do that to runway 06 left, copy that, go to the fix page, put it in, there we have the fix, and now we need the radial. To 06 left, and the reciprocal will be 239, so radial 239. Now the 737-600 and 700, you can actually, for the distance, you can use a decimal. I'm not sure if the 737-800 also does that. But let's see where the glide slope should start. The 7.3 from ISAP. ISAP is the ILS identifier, so that's correct. check 06 left. So 7.3 nautical miles. Let's see if we can answer the decimal. And it does, that's pretty cool. Alright, let's also do one at 15 nautical miles just for a little bit of buffer. So there's our range rings. So Big C is at 15 nautical miles. Then we got smaller, and then we got FI 06 left. Let's put this back on the map. Let's have a look at the departure route. Uh, 341 in our case. This one. Taking you, let's see, which one is ours? Which one do we have? Gotta go one tango. That's this one. Yeah, there's not a lot happening there. See the airport elevation Istanbul. The runway is at 304. So here it's actually 292. Runway 292 airport V12. Right, so for the squawk, just put something random, 3121. That's a funky tune. And we're on transponder, and we'll keep it there. For the radio panel setup, I believe have both pilots transmitting on VHF1, but both listening to VHF2 as well. And maybe just kill some time to be, in that sense, also a little bit more efficient. We're still waiting for the boarding to finish, so let's enter the ILS data. Obviously, in real life, you would not do that. You would have to be ready to return to the airport. That's, for instance, one of the reasons we put the current airport elevation in there, in case we need to return to the airport. And you would do the same with the course for the runway landing and everything when you take off. So we got 109.9. And then the course was 058. So that means we're pretty much set up actually for landing 06 left there at Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen. That's a nice thing with the airsoft type of traffic tool. There's some other Pegasus Airlines here, so you get some more realistic liveries for the airports that you are at. So this is the new Boeing 737-800, or at least it's an addition to my fleet. Haven't really checked out the exterior yet, but it's obviously just typical PMDG, very good. Well, it just all looks really nice. So I'm happy with it. So yeah, this one's a slightly longer aircraft than the usual 737-600 and 700 we fly on the channel. So I'm curious how this is going to turn out. Never flown this one, at least not on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I did fly the 737-800 a lot on the FSX, but that, you cannot compare at all. So I'm curious to see how it's going to go down. Also literally, because I heard this aircraft has a tendency to be a little bit slippery when you want it to descend. It tends to speed up, and it's apparently a challenge to control the speed, but we'll see how that's going to, go down literally, I would say. So if we get inside the cabin, so there's just no passengers here, that's a pity. So we can see them walking, but they're not sitting. Anyway, so the boarding progress is about to wrap up. Let's have a look at the taxi chart. We are going runway 34 right. It's not a very big airport. So 34 right, this one. So we push back nose to the left. We get out. No, this goes straight to the runway. Let's see. So nose to the left, and then how does this work? This connects, right? Get to apron 1. Get all the way down, cross runway 34 left, and then got ourselves onto 34 right. So pushback will be nose to the left. What's the boarding doing? Should be almost finished. 126 out of 167. Well, they're still taking their sweet time. We've set up pretty much correctly for landing. So the top of descent will be 107 nautical miles from here. Forecast. Let's get our descent winds. And we load them up. And we just execute, and then we have our descent winds. Now it's saying 108 nautical miles to the top of descent. I'm curious to see the airport. Let's have a look. Just get our drone speed all the way up. So this is taxiway Delta that will get you straight onto runway 34 left, so we don't want to do that. So we'll just get ourselves onto apron 1 and it will just take us all the way down. For a moment that it wasn't very clear. What is this? Oh, that's funny. I think this is us. Alright. Oops. 150 passengers. Maybe I should record the entire flight on Sky Dolly. Just so maybe it's also nice to have a replay of the aircraft taking off. I never do that. Oh, I take off plenty of times. Rocket speed during climb, 315. I can't wait to get this baby flying, man. So check in on the progress. 162 out of 167. So they're really ramping up there. So it's good. And during all this time we did not set our trim, 5.45. Boarding completed. Let's also set our parking brake. Alright, boarding has been completed. Turn on the no smoking lights as well. I think we're totally done. So let's get GSX. Prepare for pushback and departure. Now, we may have to do some things here. This door auto closed. With air stairs, these are don't look like they're retracting. Door management.
We are ready for pushback.
Entry left. 2 closed. But GSX might sometimes open that itself. It's always uncertain, but it's going. Cool. Then let's remove the chocks. We go to ground connections. So the ground power is disconnected. Jetway is disconnected as well. So remove the chocks. Nose to the left, tail to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brake release.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Okay, thank you. Let's start with engine number 2. The N2 starting to rise. And we got the fuel in there. Right, that's engine number 2 about to settle down. There you go. Let's start up engine number 1. And 2 shooting up. And we have the fuel. That's a bit of a shame, look at that. Let's stop the pushback right here.
Please set parking brakes.
You got it. Parking
Waiting
brake
for
set.
confirmation for a good engine start.
Well, that was the click. I'm just going to confirm good engine start and let's get out of here.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Everything looking good. Alright, so auto brake to rejected takeoff. Takeoff flaps 5.
Unlocking gear.
We did not set the decision altitude for our landing, but we'll have a look at that with the landing checklist. So before takeoff, flaps should green light, stabilizer trim should have been set.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thank you. Right, so now the engines are running. Have to verify the takeoff speed. (138). It's V1, rotate 140, V2 144. And there she was showing us the bypass pin. We did not confirm, but it's okay. And on return of lights, taxi lights, we can turn off the APU, but let's first turn on the main generator. APU off. APU bleed can go off as well. And the packs, well, let's turn on the packs for taxiing. Looks like it's 36 degrees outside. $30. No, wait. That's Istanbul. 36 indeed. Alright. It's been a while since we flew on the channel, or hardly actually at all. So let's release the parking brake. It would be really nice if the parking brake would then actually release when I press the button. I think sometimes it's a little bit fidgety in the PMDGs. there it goes. It didn't do anything. Alright. Let's see if we can fly this thing. I must say I'm happy that I got the 737-800 finally. I've been wanting it for a very long time, but I did not want to pay 70 euros for it, since I already have the 737-600 and 700. And they're not cheap, you know? And meaning they're not cheap, it also means they're quality, you know? So it's not like I don't think they deserve it, the money or something, but I don't know. At least maybe some discount because you already purchased like a crazy amount of aircraft of theirs. I don't know, maybe I'm just spoiled the Western, but I don't know. But as I said, there's a discount of 28%, which is quite a lot. So I was able to purchase this for about 45 euros or something instead of 70. So now I feel like I saved money while I actually spent it. And this is looking a little bit shady. Let's just keep going straight and see if we don't kill ourselves or anyone else in the process. At least this looks like there was a line. Let's just keep it rolling. Do indeed show a crosswind there. The wind talk 3, 4, 5, 6, something, 7. Well, it's quite gusty too. Yeah, I don't think the simulator likes us driving here. Look at that. It thinks we're driving on sand. But hey man, I didn't make this airport. Microsoft Flight Simulator did. So that's actually quite funny. Buy a new aircraft and then you immediately start driving around in the sand on a Turkish airport. I don't know. Something about it strikes me as funny. We got a little bush. Let's hope we do not crash ourselves. So let's take it easy here while driving off-road. So 138, 140, 144. Turn on the TCAS. Cool. Landing lights. Taxi lights were supposed to be on. I think I didn't turn off the APU. I turned off the taxi lights. Let's see, position, strobe and steady. So here we are, the new 737-800 by PMDG. As I said, currently on discount, otherwise I would not have been this crazy to purchase this one. So I guess we just keep it rolling. Let's start the clock. Go 50% and 1. And we'll let the engine stabilize there. And then we'll set the takeoff thrust.
D1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. So for now we're still following the flight director. Flaps 1. It's definitely gusty up here. Let's engage the autopilot. CMD. N1 LNAV VNAV speed. The flaps remain at, well, actually at 2 now. Oh, we can turn that off. Flaps 1. And I think we actually took off with the backs on, but that's okay, we'll leave them on, obviously. We'll need those. Flaps up. I think I messed up the flaps there earlier. Okay, after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds to on. And then the left back and right back are at auto. Landing gear up and off, flaps up, no lights. So the flaps are up, no lights. We'll leave it in the up position as well. Just need to lock the gear. And that's after takeoff checklist complete. You can turn off the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights too. So the 757-800 finally. You know, the 757-800 opens up a lot more options for real-world operations to simulate those, you know, because that's the most, pretty much the most popular out of these three. Captain F.A., how are you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. We're flying the newly purchased 737-800. Purchased it like, I don't know, 5 minutes before streaming, if you will. And we're flying from Izmir to Sabiha Gökçen in Istanbul, Turkey. We're using the Pegasus Airlines delivery. Right, so the after takeoff checklist complete. We can get rid of the yoke here. We're almost 10,000 feet. The nose will drop. I'm good, Captain. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to finally purchase the 737-800. It's on a discount, otherwise I wouldn't have done it. I already have the 737-600. Landing lights can go off. Here's our transition altitude as well, so we go standard pressure. And our speed's now increasing past 250 knots. Let's increase our view range on the navigational display. Top of climb coming up right there. Currently top of descent is at 11:23. So it's already in 13 minutes, so this will be a very short flight. I fly all kinds of things, man. I fly Western Europe, I fly Turkey, Africa. I like to fly pretty much a lot of things. And for this flight I was actually inspired by the available liveries, and I saw there was a Pegasus Airlines livery. So I installed a couple of liveries, and I figured, well, let's fly to Istanbul from Izmir. But I could easily have chosen to fly from Amsterdam to London, for instance. I was actually considering to fly with the Mango Airlines, thinking to fly with Mango Airlines, it's a South African Airlines, low cost, I'm not sure if they still exist, to fly from Johannesburg to Cape Town, something like that. But I'll do that maybe next time. Let's get back to the flight deck, see if nothing's on fire or anything. 13,800 feet, speed's holding at climb speed, which was 314, 315. Top of climbs coming up quite rapidly. So to set up for our landing, one thing that we did not put in was the decision altitude. And decision altitude that we can use, I guess, where do we have it? I think we're okay using 308 or 304. Not really sure if I'm doing this all the way correct. So a radio output, so we put this as a radio. So Titanic, there you go. So 308 or 304 actually, there was on one we'll probably won't be needing it anyway, the weather conditions look quite okay. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. Welcome aboard flight 812 to Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen. We are currently at an altitude of 16,000 feet, which is about a little over 5 kilometers. We expect to arrive at Istanbul Airport at Sabiha Gökçen in approximately 45 minutes. The temperature in Istanbul, the last time we checked, was 30 degrees centigrade. It's a little bit windy there today. There is some clouds, but we're expecting smooth landings. We will be starting our descent in approximately 10 minutes. On behalf of Pegasus Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for your attention, thank you for flying with us, and sit back and enjoy. Right, on the way to BERGO, and then top of descent's already right there, so this is all going quite smooth. So, in one of the comments on one of my landing videos, I believe it was the one where I called the landing replay like unstable approach, something like that. This person commented very extensively, so I would again like to thank the person. I already did in the comment. Yeah, giving some really nice advice for landing, and the first thing basically that I took from it, there was like a lot of information there. was the flap settings. Usually I choose flaps 40, and apparently for all these 737s, as far as I understood it, I haven't really had a lot of time lately, but it's more common to land flaps 30. And there are some situations where you might use flaps 40. I believe that was under like heavy crosswind, something like that. I'll definitely look into that some more. This is just me opening up to a new idea. So today I want to land at flaps 30. I will also try the next flight on the 777 as well. I will choose the maximum flap setting, but apparently that is not always quite realistic, and it can also actually destabilize your approach a little bit. So I thought it was interesting, so that's what we'll do today. So if today we choose, well, we will choose flaps 30, but let's select it now, but this number will go down. We get our VLAP speed, 146. So this number will go down, we will burn a little bit more fuel, but it will not go down, maybe like 145 or whatever. And at least we have some of our landing data there. Speaking of landing data, we have about under 10 minutes until we start descending. So arrival weather, Sabiha Gökçen is 040, 19 knots, scattered clouds 3,500, 30 degrees centigrade, QNH 1019. So 1019. So that's been preset now. Here's our extended runway center line. In theory, we could just fly here, take a right turn, just keep going. It will take us straight to the runway. 11:17, so 5 minutes till the top of descent. 11:23. So descent checklist. Pressurization should be at landing altitude. That was 292. So we'll just put it on 300. It has increments of safety. 300 set. Recall. Let's check the recall. Recall checked and clear. Auto brake. We have runway 06 left, and after we will vacate to the left. And we're looking at 3,000 meters, 9,843 feet. I guess something like medium or whatever. Auto brake 1, I guess that's okay. Now let's check the wind again. 04019, I guess it's okay. Alright. Landing data VRF and minimums. We have 109.9, 058. We have it in the window there. 146. And I believe we should add 5 knots for wind. Not quite sure. Let's see, time 11:19. Top descent 27 nautical miles. We'll have a look at that in a second. VRF minimums approach briefing that's been completed. So basically we can set this. Let's see what is the transition altitude. 12,000 feet. So the glide slope will start at 3,000. So that is the altitude we'll put in the window. But we're actually still climbing. So let's wait with doing that. We're now 14 minutes into the flight. Expected fuel upon arrival, 3.3. Right, so we're reaching our cruising altitude here. We will be cruising for about 2 minutes before we start to descend. Alright, so let's set the altitude to 3000 so that we can start descending with the VNet. feet. Top of the descent is 5.1 nautical miles. So this is all really short. What were they, okay? So 146 plus 5 for the wind correction, so 151. And that should be in the legs page, I believe. There you go, 151 at FI 06 left and at the runway 06 left. Here's our top of descent, nose going down. And we're below the profile still, so that's good. We never turn off the seatbelt sign. So let's put that on auto, but we'll strap those passengers in momentarily actually. Alright, cool. 11:24. So it's about 28 more minutes. So in about 8 minutes we'll strap in the passengers again. We are still nicely on profile. With a slight tendency to be a little high there. Let's get some speed brakes out. Those speed brakes deployed or extended. And let's see if it's true. Does this aircraft have a tendency to not slow down during descent? We'll find out. I must say, we have the speed brakes out, and the vertical deviation still wants to increase. So there's now no vertical deviation. Let's retract the speed brakes for now. Speed brake retracted. Let's see how she holds. So far so good. We're on our way to FJ621, 2 miles, speed 280, flight level 211. So you buy a new aircraft and the first thing you see it's coma cable retard. We want to sort of deviate again a little bit. So up next, between 170 and 190. Let's, for instance, FJ624, let's say 11,000. So we don't give the aircraft any choice, 11,000 feet. And I'm doing this wrong, forward slash. And I think, yeah, 11,000. There you go, puts us high all of a sudden, but rather now than later. So maybe we use a little bit of vertical speed here. And get ourselves down a little bit more aggressively. Let's say 4,000 feet per minute. Now let's turn on the seatbelt sign. .25, 11:52. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. As you may have noticed, we've started our descent to Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen airport. Please return to your seats. Make sure that your seatbelts are securely fastened. We expect to arrive at the Istanbul Sabiha Gökçen in approximately 25 minutes. The weather hasn't changed, still 30 degrees and quite windy, and a little bit of clouds. On behalf of Pegasus Airlines and the entire crew, thank you for your attention. Right, so we're still at vertical speed here. Let's have a look. Yeah, now we're low. There you go. So we go back to VNAV. Our speed definitely picked up there, 325. So we still have quite a lot to fly in track miles there. If you fly the entire thing. Which actually might be an interesting point. We're around 14,000. I will leave it as is. Drag required, yeah, let's get some drag out. Well, the speed's definitely dropping. FMC speed. Now not enough path, CMD still on. Speed brake retracted. It was a bit of a messy descent, I must admit. We're 600 feet low, 630. I'm slowly catching up. So landing speed now down to 145. At flaps 30. So speed 150 at the runway. Standard is warning us here at 12,000, so we can set the local QNH now. Let's do a weather check to get the latest. When 019, 30 degrees, scattered clouds at 3,500, 040, 21 knots, so it's quite windy. When I come back, I have to run through the galley real quick. It's going on. 11,000 feet, B250. That's the 8629, huh? 18240. At 10,000 feet, that's 30 ATO. And we'll also turn on the landing lights. the airport is right there somewhere. We do indeed have some clouds there. Alright, 2 more miles. 630. Speed 230. At 9,000 feet. So how high do I have to be at OBXC? 4,000 or above. Definitely some winds happening here. Hey, hello, how are you doing? World Infinite Flight. Hope you're doing well, man. Thanks for saying hi and thanks for joining. Welcome to the channel. About to land at Sabiha Gökçen Airport, Istanbul, Turkey. Just purchased the 737-800 on a good discount. And thought to just immediately flight on the channel for the first time. That's what we're doing. Just from the outside, Pegasus Airlines livery. Let's stay on it, 9,000 feet. FJ 636. I think we can go direct 635. 66 would be nice. Let's see if we can do that. Speed 230, 6,166, so thinking we're a little bit high, about almost 800 feet. Let's get some speed breakout. So the vertical deviation definitely decreasing there. Also is our speed. Seems to be working out well. We're almost back on target. So let's get the speed brakes retracted again. It's definitely a windy day here in Turkey. So today we'll do flaps 30 landing, not flaps 40, and see if that maybe makes for a good landing too. It is supposed to, so we don't have. Oh, we do have DME now, 26 miles. Let's just turn on the return off lights, the taxi lights. The speed brakes out for a little bit. Speed brake retracted. I guess anti-ice is a very good choice right now. Oh well, maybe not. Looks like we just broke through. Right, standing by for a right turn. We're on our way to FJ637 and then Obixi. Then we'll take a right turn, then we get Smore, and then about 50 nautical miles. Not quite sure where the airport is. So Bixie, speed 210 knots, 4,000 or above. 50 nautical miles. Let's see if we can turn on the localizer. Localizer armed. That's our runway. We've got some speed brakes out. Localizer capture. Let's go flaps 1. Speed brake retracted and go approach. Glide slope is armed. And captured. Let's go flaps 5. 6 miles, let's drop the gear. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
2500.
Flaps 15, flaps 10. Flaps 15. Let's go flaps 30 now. See if we can do it like this. Alright, let's turn off the autopilot.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
Glide
Oh,
slope.
that's not good.
Glide slope. Minimums.
Well, let's continue nonetheless. But we might benefit from auto brake too.
100. 50.
Let's
30.
go idle.
20.
Fly out.
10.
Now let's settle down. Whoops. Well, welcome to Istanbul. Fully burnt. Knots, engines to idle, flaps up. Parking brake been set now. No. Then why wasn't it moving? There you go. Right, we'll vacate to the left here. it wasn't the greatest landing, but it was interesting nonetheless. To fly the new 737-800, newly added to my fleet. Let's actually take this one. Well, I'll take it. Parking brake set. That's it. So welcome to Istanbul, everybody. This was the first flight with my PMDG 737-800 with the Pegasus Airlines livery. Landing was interesting. It was the first time landing flat 30 consciously, and we got the airspeed hold at some point. So definitely a lot more to learn. It's always cool. Because, you know, truth is under no obligation to make you feel happy or sad. It's just what it is. Alright, everybody, thank you very much for checking. And keep your loved ones close, and I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.